Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is SeekMeSilence and this will be my first video actually. So yeah, hopefully you'll enjoy and let's begin. This is 6.78 changelogs for Dota 1. It's already effective in Dota 1, so I'm assuming that it will come into Dota 2 in any time soon. Okay, let's begin. Who cares about these heroes? Add a new hero. It's for Dota 1 anyway. He's Dota 1 hero, so who cares? X, counter helix cooldown, decrease from 0.65, 0.6, so 0.1 second per level. This will help him a lot during mid game, when he's most effective, like level 7 to level 11. Because he will spin more. It just means he will spin more. But yeah, other than that, like, the helix doesn't scale that well anyway, so unless he's like 5 levels ahead, then he'll be really strong. But yeah, not much of a difference. AA, Ice Vortex cooldown decrease from 6 to 5 seconds, nothing much. Ice Blast base AoE increase from 225 to 275. So initial AoE is increased. I don't think like general AoE is increased. I could be wrong here, but yeah. So it has like bigger starting AoE. And added Aghanim Scepter. Ice Blast duration increased from 8, 9, 10 to 17 seconds. Okay, so pretty much if you get hit with Ice Blast, you won't have any regen for 17 seconds, which is quite big. However, to AA to farm an Aghanim Scepter, he'll have to go mid, or he'll have to get some farm. And to be honest, it is a really nice buff. Like 7 seconds is a lot, or like 9 seconds in level 1 is a lot. But can he farm Aghanim Scepter fast enough to? There will be a question like, where would you put him? He could go mid, like he'll have to go mid. One nice thing about it though is that you get 17-second duration no matter what level ulti it is. So even if he gets it like, I don't know, level 9, the ulti will be still like ulti will still be as effective as it was level 16. Bat Rider, vision decrease from 1800 to 1400, daytime vision. I don't think, I mean it's a nerf, but I don't think this will stop people from picking Bat Rider. He can still see far enough to blink and direct people anyway, so. And Flame Break, mana cost increase from 800, so it's 140 all levels. This might either force Bat Rider to rush Flame Break until 7, so you get 4 levels of Flame Break before anything else. So you get like 1 level of Sticky Napalm and 1 level of Firefly and get 4 level of Break. Or they can just go for Napalm and Firefly build and upgrade the Flame Break later, because you'll have enough mana by then. So people still pick him. I mean, he'll be still tier 1 ban and pick. Don't worry about that. Beastmaster, Greater Hulk invisibility fade time, something small. Bloodseeker, Thirst now gives you bonus armor. So this is pretty nice. Because in teamfight he'll always bonus armor pretty much. Because someone will be low than 40% in teamfights. So it will make him a little bit more tankier. And Blood Rage dispels the target before applying its buff. So it'll work like the Fury Blade. So it'll remove things like Ghost Scepter and such. But one thing I'm wondering though, will it remove dust? That would be a bit awkward, wouldn't it? Like you use it on the enemy and suddenly the dust's gone. Yeah, I mean, does it? I don't know, cause yeah, if it does, it'll be kind of weird. And Rupture is now HP loss. If I'm not wrong, HP loss cannot be prevented. Like, so it goes through BKB. Yeah, it goes through magic immunity. So it works kind of like pure damage, but I'm not 100% sure the difference between HP loss and pure damage. To be honest, I don't think HP loss can be lethal. But this is really nice against any melee carries, even AM, Lifestealer, PA, Like, even if he rage, he still lose HP, which is quite huge. So there is a potential that teams might start picking up Bloodseeker in CM. Let's see. Bounty Hunter, track cost from 70, 60, 50 to 50, minor change. BB, Cool Spray, head memory increase from 10 to 14 seconds. That's kind of nice. It just means the stack stays for longer. So it doesn't, it's not that effective, I guess, but I guess the team can't have to kind of like go away for 13 seconds until the stack go away. So it's a little bit of buff, not too much. Broodmother, bite, mischance from 40 to 60%. I guess that's quite, actually 20%, that's quite a lot, yeah. And Spiderling unit count, so the bite is passive, by the way, the spell. And Spiderling unit count increased from 1233 to 1234. Don't get me wrong, but the reason why Broodmother's not picked as much, I mean, firstly it's meta, but secondly the Spiderlings give too much gold, and if you can create 4 instead of 3, I wouldn't say it's a buff. I think it will be nerf, because those things give so much gold, and that's why people don't pick them anymore. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think this is a reason to pick her. Put it that way. Centaur, I always love Centaur. People say it was OP before. I think he's Stumpy's better now, and he's in Captain's mode. So hopefully, we'll see some insane toss and stump combo. Will be interesting. Clinks, Stratford cooldown decreased from 60, 50, 40, 30 to 40, 50. 35, 30. This means as soon as he picks up Orchard, he will be able to gank faster, as in more often. So he'll be able to gank, if he has like 2 levels, Strife, he'll be able to gank every 40 seconds instead of 50. Clockwork Goblin, Parkrok's no longer knockback magic immunity units. I think this nerf is quite big, but people still pick him. Just for the fact that cogs just isolate people so well, but I'm pretty gutted about this change because I love watching Clockwork Goblin. I think he's quite an interesting hero, and he's not OP anyway, so I don't know why they nerfed him so badly. CM or mana regen increase by 0.5%, 0.5 point, 0.5. God, jeez, not that big. Freezing Field Explosion, it's not like she can actually use that spell anyway. She just gets stunned. And Agnem's Freezing Field attack speed reduction 20%, 20 to 50. Again, she won't be able to farm Agnem's, so Darkseer, like, why they keep increasing, oops, sorry, where am I? Darkseer, I don't know why they keep increasing the vacuum cooldown, because like when it was 18 seconds and when they buffed it to, I don't know, nerfed it to 22 seconds. Like, what difference did it make? Like, it made no difference. People still picking Darkseer because, you know, vacuum and wall combo, you only need to use it once, right? So, I mean, I guess what I'm trying to say is, he's like, even if he had 18-second cooldown, he's only likely, like, he's most likely to use vacuum once anyway, right? So, I don't see a point of increasing the cooldown on vacuum. Dazzle, Shadow Wave target count increase from 3, 4, 5 to 6, which means it will hit more units and it will heal more in theory, and it will damage more. Should be. Shallow Grave can now be cast on magic immune allies. This makes Dazzle pretty good. Because if say Arky or something goes in with BKB like real low, and if Dazzle can grave him, he has 6 seconds of extra life, which he can't be killed, unless he gets like X ulti and such, but otherwise he just can't be killed for 6 seconds. So yeah, that's quite big, I think. People may pick him a little bit more. Maybe he'll become like tier 3 or tier 3 pick or something, I don't know. DP, speed decrease, okay, that's weird. AoE increase, silence AoE increase, which is but Witchcraft movement speed gives you 4% more movement speed. Okay. The problem with Death Prophet wasn't the movement speed at the start, like at the beginning. Like she moves quite fast anyway. The problem is that her ulti is strong, but there are better heroes with better ultis. Plus, there are better heroes with more tower pushing potential. So that's why she's not picked. So this buff wouldn't do anything. Disruptor, the Thunderstrike strikes 4 times over 6 seconds rather than 3 times over 4 seconds. This means he'll deal 160 damage at level 1 and 240 at level 2. And AoE increase. Nice buff, but it'll be Disruptor. Doombringer now disables Feast, Backtrack, Dispersion, Juxtapose, Bristleback, and Bloodbath. Okay, this is huge. People consider Doom as a counter pick for Nax or like Lifestealer long time ago, but they never did it. Why? Because he could still use Feast, right? The passive, the Feast was still there, and he still does so much damage, and that's just not worth it, right? Because even though you doom him, like he just can't rage, but he can still hit you so hard, then you die anyway. But if it disables Feast, Lifestealer will be like a creep. Like he won't be able to lifesteal, and he won't. So so he'll be completely useless. And Void can't like if Void can't backtrack when he gets doomed, that means as soon as he gets doomed, you just need to nuke him down, and he will die. And Bristleback as well. Like if Bristleback gets picked and Dooms get picked, and if Dooms Bristleback, he's useless. Like he won't be able to spray. Like he won't be able to use his passive spray as well as spray, and he won't be tanky, so he'll just die. And the Scepter upgrade is that duration doesn't count down while the target is 550 range of Doombringer. So pretty much you can be doomed infinitely if Doom stays within 550. So if you stay around 550 AoE of Doom, which is quite big, and Doom can walk so fast with Phase Boot, drums, or he can get Shadow Blade, and pretty much will make Void, Lifestealer, and PL useless. This is a big buff. Dragon Knight, Corrosive Breath, passive from level 1, Outer Form now carries over to level 2. People may say, so this means the poison damage that ticks from level 1, it will carry over to level 2. So when he's Fire Dragon, he will still have the poison damage. People might think this is not a big buff, but I think this is quite huge, because this leaves room for support to pull Ancients before Dragon Knight hits 11, and he can actually get Fire Dragon at 11 now. Because Fire Dragon used to not do the poison damage, but it just used to just do the splash damage. So now support can stack the Ancient Camp, and when he hits level 11, he can kill it with Fire Dragon, and he can still push towers after he's done with Ancients and such. So I think this is quite big enough. Buff, sorry, it's quite big buff. Dual Ranger, aura change, who cares, I guess. Earthshaker, he can turn faster, so he can stun faster, I guess, in theory. Like, so he can be walking away and turn around and just stun. Fusion range is bigger, that's nice. Eco Slam now consider Illusion as heroes. But it only happens in Scepter. Again, if Earthshaker can farm Scepter, that would be nice. So if he can't, I mean, doesn't really matter, does it? However, this means if PL has like 8 illusions and 4 creeps, and if ES just blinks in with Aghnums and Echo Slams him, he will die. So people will be like, oh yeah, so if PL gets perked, you have to pick Earthshaker. No, because remember, if you think that way, Earthshaker will be greatest counter to Broodmother, right? But it never works out that way, for some reason. So you never see like people picking Earthshaker if someone picks Broodmother. So plus he has to farm Aghnums. If it was just his ulti without Aghnums, this would be huge buff, but I guess not anymore. Ember Spirit, if I remember him correctly, he's the other panda, right? And he can leave like remnants around the map, and he can like he can just like jump to remnant, but remnants like viewable by other team, and you only need like 3 charges or something. He has Flame Guard, which is like shield that protects him, and if you hit him, like you take 60 damage or something. And he has this lockdown thing, like so around him, he like stuns 3 random units, so you can't like really target anyone. And he has weaker version of Omni Slash, which doesn't scale at all. But what I remember about him is he is really good mid and early game, and he's really bad in late game. And he's added in CM mode, so if it comes to Dota 2, people might use him because his mid and early game is just ridiculously strong. Enchantress, Ignis Scepter bonus, attack range increase from, so it gives you 25 more attack range. Enchantress ulti does damage depending on your distance, and I think it's 25%, so it has like 10 pure damage, which is not worth it. So Enigma's new Maleficent, it ticks 3 times, but at level 1 it only stuns for 0.25 seconds, so it'll be like sniper stun, doesn't it? Yeah, it'll be like sniper hitting him. It'll be annoying though, because imagine getting 3 ticks at 0.25 seconds when you're trying to run away. I guess this will force Enigmas to level up Maleficent faster, because yeah, I mean it's quite a bit of difference, I guess. Oh, not really. Maybe like 2 levels should be enough. Like 0.5 seconds, I think it should be enough. So it might be other way around. Like they might just level up something else rather than Maleficent. Golden Shredder. I can't remember what it's called. Timbersaw. Yeah, that's right. He's Timbersaw in Dota 2. He base strength increased by 3. Yeah, he's kind of tanky, but I think he needed some buff. Int growth increased from 1.8 to 2.4, so he will be able to spam more. Excuse me, just having a water. Chakram initial molecules, so he can spam the ulti more early level, because 50 mana is quite a bit for him. And movement speed of the Chakram is increased by 100, which is nice, which means you can, in theory, you should be able to land it easier. Gyrocopter, Flex Cannon, cooldown increase from 20 to 30 seconds. This means, Gyrocopter used to be able to use this Flex Cannon, go in, use all the charge, and about 5 seconds later, Flex Cannon will be off cooldown again, so he'll be able to use it again. However, now even he timed it perfectly well, after he uses like first set of Flex Cannon, he'll have to wait 15 seconds until it comes off cooldown, which can be huge in mid game, but late game I don't think it matters, because after one Flex Cannon everyone will die anyway. So I guess it's still a nerf obviously, but people will still pick Jara. I don't think it will be that big of a factor. Husker, base strength increased by 3, which is just nice. Burning space DPS increased by 1 to 4 damage, which is kind of nice because it stacks. Life break HP, so you lose more life when you use your ulti. And Busker's Blood reworked. All the ones gave you attack speed and damage, so 12 attack speed and 8 damage per stack, per 7% missing health. Whereas new one gives you 20 attack speed. That is ridiculous. And 7 magic resistance. Okay, so just think like this. If Husker is 1000 HP, and if he gets down to 300 HP, he would have lost 70% of his health, so that will be 10 stack. So by then, he'll have 200 extra attack speed. That's like getting 2 mums, which is not possible, but imagine hitting with 2 mums. And he'll have 70% magic resistance, and this is excluding 25% standard magic resistance, so he has 95% magic resistance. when he loses 70% of health. That can't be right, does it? Can it? Like, isn't that just too overpowered? So like, Zeus's ulti, or I don't know, Zeus's nuke will deal, what, like 17.5 damage? Instead of 350? That can't be right, come on. I guess that's why he's removed from Captain's mode, but yeah, that's too OP. Because the Husker, the reason Husker's not being picked is to counter Husker, you just need to pick a nuker. Because when he charges, and if you nuke him, like he just dies. But with this spell, he can't die. With like, how are you gonna kill him physically? Unless you have like farmed PA, it's pretty much impossible. Sorry, gonna get water. Got my throat. Invoker. Alacrity, Malakos, who cares about that? Ghostwork, Ghostwork. Cooldown rescaled, doesn't really matter. Tornado damage rescaled. Wow, okay, so let me pull out my calculator. Okay, so say you're level 11 Invoker, you'll have 4 wax, 4 quads, 20 damage plus 70. So you would have done 230 damage if you went wax and quads Invoker. I'm pretty sure that's normal build, right? 4 wax, 4 quads. So if you go 4 wax, 4 quads, with this new one, you get 20 extra damage. However, if you go 7 wax, 1 course, alright, you are able to get 65 more damage at level 11, which doesn't seem like much, but remember why Tornado EMP Invoker were used so much? It's because those combos deal so much damage and it just crippled them pretty much. So I think we'll see Course Wax Invoker back, except he'll only get 1 course and just get heaps of wax. Problem with that is obviously the Tornado won't go far, but that's quite a bit of damage, I have to say. Wisp. Spirits no longer provide vision, but when it collides, you can see them. Overcharge HP MP cost increase from 3 point. Like, these are the nerfs that you really don't care about. Because Wisp is used because of Tether and ulti, right? So, I mean, these are still nerfs, but Wisp will be still like tier 1 or tier 2 ban or picked hero. Not sure if it's tier 1 or tier 2. I think he's tier 1 in European scene, but tier 2 in Chinese scene. Juggernaut, Omnislash no longer jumps on Tombstone zombies. Doesn't really matter, no one plays Undying now anyway. I don't know why, he's still pretty strong. Keeper of the Light, base strength, decreased by 2. Doesn't matter, he's fragile anyway, so make him fragile, like even more fragile, doesn't like nerf him that much. Conquer, ghost ship damage increased by 50. X marks the spot, mana cost decrease, which is nice. But instead of giving 1000 flying vision, it gives you 400 ground vision. Why? I don't know why. What? Why did they nerf Conquer? Because the only team who's using Conquer now is LGDCN, right? I mean, obviously you can argue that they've been winning, but it's not because of Conquer. It's because of like they're playing pretty well, right? So I don't understand why they nerfed him, to be honest. LC, this guy isn't in Dota 2, but what his ulti does is pretty much you blink to some, I don't know, you click on the enemy hero, and you and enemy hero cannot do anything except physical attack. Like you can't use your items, you can't use your silence pretty much, and whoever wins, I think you don't take away the damage, you just get bonus damage. So if you kill 10 people with Duel, which has 45-second cooldown, you are pretty much halfway there to get Rapier, like 108 damage. But he can die as well, I guess. But, and he's in CM, so if he comes over to Dota 2, it'll be pretty interesting. Lich, Chain Thrust, bouncing 3 times more, that's nice, I guess. Lifestealer, open wounds cast range, decreased from 600 to 200 at level 1. Okay, this is huge. for tri-laning Lifestealer. Previously, like, Lifestealer could lane with, say, Leshrac, Lina. I don't know why I picked two unreliable stun, but say Leshrac, Lina, and Lifestealer, and he could just use open wounds to initiate because they have 600 range, and Lina can land the stun because they're slowed so slowly. However, now, because open wounds' cast range is so small, which is 200, that's like a melee range, right? If you want to initiate with Lifestealer, you have to risk Lifestealer to go in that close and use open wounds, right? And that means you're putting Lifestealer at risk as well in tri-lane, like, because he has to go so out of position. And pretty much you can't kill anyone without some setup stun, like, I don't know, setup spells like Disruption or, I don't know, even point blank stun. So that open wounds cast range decrease will screw him in tri-lane. Like, he might actually have to go like 4 open wounds in one rage, which is not ideal, but otherwise they can't initiate, so who knows. Lina attack range increase again by 10. Her attack animation is so bad, like, they need to change it, otherwise, like, she's already good, I guess. So. Mana Drain break cast range, so the Mana Drain Mana Drain range lasts longer, and Aghanim's Finger of their CD cooldown. Again, if you put Lion in the mid and get Aghanim's when he hits 11, that's 850 damage ulti. No, it'll be higher, isn't it? It'll be like 900 damage ulti with 60-second cooldown. However, who's gonna put Lion in the mid nowadays? I mean, maybe some crazy Russian team or something, but yeah, if you can farm it, it's good. Otherwise, meh. Lone Druid, Spirit Bear now have, so it's HP drained by Amulet, which means obviously Bear will never get Amulet again. So it will lose HP like Hero when it's activated. And Spirit Bear bounty increase from 100 to 300. 200 doesn't seem like much, but like pretty much he's gone from bounty of a like Centaur, like neutral creep Centaur, to Hero. So they'll have to be more careful with Spirit Bear, like not dying. Like he will still be tier 1 pick or Bando, so don't worry about that. I think this guy's Abanon, 10 movement speed. Hopefully he gets promoted into Dota 2, because he was like one of my favorite hero. Lincoln, armor increased by 1. Like, Lincoln's still good, but this won't make people use him. Like, people don't use him anymore because of the wolf nerf. Like, they used to have 500 HP, and now they only have 200 at level 1, and he can't jungle with it. Saying that way, like, he's still a great pusher. Like, he can push so fast, but yeah, I think they need to buff the wolf a little bit, like have like 350 HP or something, so you have to like control your wolves in the jungle to like be effective and stuff. But yeah, this one make him usable. Like, Puppy still uses him, but Magnus, RP damage decreased by 100. That's not the point of RP though, is it? RP is pretty OP because of the 4-second stun, not the damage itself. I mean, his Shockwave does 300 damage anyway, so I guess at level 1 it matters because it will only do 50 damage, but like, damage is not a biggest factor of RP, I have to say, because even like if he gets empowered, like he gets 100 damage by hitting it once anyway. So Medusa, Stone Gaze rework, that's her ulti. So it used to be, if they are facing Medusa, attack and movement speed slow by 100%, and it deals like 1500 damage to illusions and summon unit in last 5 seconds, and you regain the speed and attack and movement speed slowly over the duration. Okay. How a new one is, it will have attack, movement, and turn rate. Turn rate reduced by 50% is so annoying. It's like getting like napalmed by that, like, but like, I don't know, three stacks or something. If you accumulate 2-second time, so if you see Medusa for 2 seconds, you will turn into a stone, and you're disabled, so you can't attack. Have 100% magic resistance, so you can't get nuked. However, you take extra damage from physical attacks. So, my understanding is if they get RP'd or something, and if they happen to face Medusa at the same time, and if she uses ulti, and if they turn into a rock, she can just split shot everyone to death. And this seems really OP. And that's why it's removed from Captain's Boat. Okay, got it. Meepo. Innate magic resistance increased from 25 to 35%. Okay, so his little clones have 35% magic resistance now, instead of 25. Which gives them like 10% reduction, so like they'll take 30 damage less from Zeus's nuke and such. So they will be more livable. I'm not 100% sure people pick them more though, but hopefully Meepo's pretty interesting to watch. Mirana, Arrow now deals up to 100 extra damage. So it can deal up to 400 damage, that's quite a lot. Her ulti cooldown has decreased by 20 seconds. And Starfall will choose a new target for the second star if the first one dies before impact. Okay, you may think this is not a big buff, but I think this is a huge buff. I love Mirana. I still play her. Like as in player on Dota 2. If you hit the arrow, and if you leap to the target and use your Starfall, and if there happen to be a creep, and if you kill all the creep with Starfall, sometimes second star doesn't fall because it's already selected the target before it falls, right? And the target's gone, so it doesn't fall. So now, if you hit the arrow, leap in, use Starfall, and if you kill the creep wave, and if the hero is the only one who's standing there, it will hit the hero. And in my calculation, I think it dealt about 525 damage if you hit the Starfall and second Starfall, plus if you have maxed arrow and if you hit them, that's 400 damage. So you can deal 925 damage by the time you get to level 9, which is quite huge. So I hope Mirana will come back and play, and yeah. Love her. Morphling. Base attack time improved from 1.7 to 1.6, so he will hit harder late game. Morphling's still usable anyway, like he's still good. But Nagasaran Riptide cooldown rescale from 19 to 10 second flat, so does this really matter? Like it's not like she has enough mana to like spam it at level 1, right? Unless like someone pulls off Coddle Naga or something, I don't know, for some reason. Necrolite. If a unit dies on the Ripper's Scythe, it will be created Necrolite. So you know how like you can pick a target with ulti and the Scythe hits them and it does damage? So in between that, if the target dies, the kill goes to Necrolite, which means he will get all the regen, which makes him pretty strong. And the Aghanim Scepter Scythe causes buyback to be disabled. Whoa. Okay, so this could be probably one of the biggest Aghanim's upgrade I've ever seen. The reason why games last longer than shit is because of buyback. You kill their carry, and their carry buys back, so you can't really do anything, so you have to like screw around, and the other team pushes and kills their carry and they buy back and blah blah blah. However, if you get Aghanim Scepter and kill the carry with Necrolized ulti, they can't buy back. The carry cannot buy back. So that means they're without a carry for 90 seconds, which means it's pretty much game over. So whoa, he will be a game changer. He's capable of midding, and he's like regeneration passive thing is now pretty good now as well. So you will see more of Necrolite in pro game. I guarantee it. Probably not. I don't know. Maybe. Anyways, NA mana burn drain and damage decrease from 5 times into 3.5 4. Yep, it's a good nerf. He's spit. OP. Mana cost rescale 200 from 130. I don't even think they needed to do that. Like he was too strong anyway. And I guess this will force him to go next level mana burn first, before Carapace. So yeah. good. I think it's good. Night Stalker, Hunter in the Night attack speed, rescale from 30, 40, 60, 75 to 5, 45, 55, 65, 75. This will make him more scary during the first night. He'll be able to get more kills. Yeah, so people still can't use NS, and I guess he'll be used a little bit more. Yeah, he'll be more scary in first night Stalker. OD movement speed increased by 5. Like, he's too fragile, and like 5 movement speed won't save him. Ogre Magi, Ignite DPS, who gives up? Okay. Omni Knight has Egnum Scepter now. Guardian Angel AoE becomes global. Whoa. And affects buildings, including the regen. Huh. Okay, so I think Guardian Angel, hang on. I think Guardian Angel's regen, Guardian Angel lasts for 6 seconds and it gives 25 regen. However, the Omni Knight is strong, but the problem is that he had to stay like reasonably in the field to pull off his ulti and stuff, and he gets picked off. But now with Egnum Scepter, he doesn't even have to be there. Like, he can stay back, and when they jump, he can use his ulti. And I think this is quite big, and people will pick Omni Knight more, as he won't be able to get picked off that easily, and he will still use his ulti. Refresher anyone? 12 seconds of invulnerability. That's quite ridiculous. Well, from physical damage. So if you're getting Zyrocopter or PA, God bless them. The Brewmaster, his ultimate now has Drunken Brawler. That's the crit and miss chance passive. Fire Panda no longer upgrades damage with Egnum Scepter. So your Wind Panda and Earth Panda will have same damage as before, except they will be able to crit and miss. But Fire Panda's damage doesn't go up. But with crit and stuff, it will do roughly the same damage as before. PA, more evasion, kind of nice. Lancer, his illusions do 20% damage instead of 25. Like, this is not the problem with Phantomos right now. I think the problem is that once he gets Diffuser, he just gets too strong. Like, I mean, apparently it's more effective than him getting a Rapier as a damage output. So I think to nerf him, like, you have to limit the number of illusions that he can create. I think like 6 will be perfect. People still pick him because 6 illusions still do a lot of damage, but they'll still think about it a little bit more, you know. But if they, I don't know, make it like 5 illusion limit, then he won't be picked, I don't think. So Phoenix, he's not in, who cares? Pudge, flagship, strength bonus. Oh, 0.7 per level, that's quite a lot. Hopefully Dandy picks Pudge and TI3. Quite enjoyable. Any team picks Pudge. It'll be nice. Pugna, Blast, structure damage increased to 33. Increased from 33% to 50%. Okay, that's quite huge, because I think his blast does 325 damage. So I think 33% he does like 110. 110 damage. And if it's 50%, he's doing 160 damage to the building every 5.5 seconds. So that's quite huge. I mean, I think you will see Pugna more, cause he's Lethal Word. Like, that ward is so strong. Like, it's so annoying. It's complete counter to pretty much any hero who uses mana. And the blast can push as well now, so I think we'll see Pugna a lot more. Razor, Eye of Storm duration increased to 30 seconds constantly, and the interval rate, strike interval decreased to 0.05 second, and Egnum's, 0.25 seconds. Okay, so, but the thing is, dropped my mic. Unstable current, so he moves faster. But the thing about Eye of Storm is that it's not that threatening of an ulti. Like, you don't feel like you're getting zapped that hard. when you stay under one, unless you're isolated and just he's just zapping you. Then that's a different story. However, the Aghanim's upgrade is quite attractive because when you get Aghanim's, it hits building as well, so you will zap away building's health quite fast. But saying that though, would you really pick Razor to push? You're picking Razor to anti-carry, right? Like suck up all the damage from Nakes or something and just whip them in shape. So I'm 100% sure if it's that big of a buff. It's definitely a buff, but hey. Ricky, who cares about Ricky? If you pick him, honestly, you should probably go back to LoL. I don't know. Sand King, invisibility fade delay. So at level 1, he will still take 1.5 seconds to become invisible from his Sandstorm, which is kind of nice. And the Sandstorm has now smoother damage interval. So before it used to say if it had 80 DPS, it would take 80 damage every second. Now it will take 40 damage every half second, which is nice. Shadow Demon, base intelligence decreased by 3. Not really a nerf, I guess. Shadow Poison no longer gives vision of a target with a debuff. Okay, so Shadow Poison will still give vision, but the target that's hit by Shadow Poison like won't be visible. I don't think that's enough like nerf to stop picking Shadow Demon. Like people use him for disruption and his ulti anyway, so yeah. Shadow Fiend, Requiem of Soul, slow rescale from 15, 20, 25 to 20% constantly. But his damage reduction is 50% constantly. This is kind of big because I'm pretty sure even the damage doesn't go through, like these effects go through BKB, so your enemy carry is hitting half as hard. So, and even when he dies, this comes up, right? So he'll be hitting half as hard for twice as long, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I think it's quite a nice buff. Shadow Shaman, so Serpent Word increased by 30 damage, I believe. No, okay. So what happened is, if he didn't have Aghanim Scepter before, and if you get Aghanim Scepter, you get 30 extra damage. Whereas now, you get 55 extra damage. So, before it was just never worth it to buy the Aghanim Scepter, because it didn't do that much damage, even though you got Aghanims, and the ward died in like 2 hits. But now you get 50 more damage, you should consider it, I have to say, because 50 more, you get about what? 450 more damage from 9 Scepters, so yeah. You should consider. I think we may see more Shadow Shaman, but Alliance is using them anyway, so. Silencer, global silence now affects sleeping units. I'm not 100% sure what that means. Aren't they invulnerable anyway? Aghanim Scepter for Silencer. So, applies current level of Curse of Silence. So, they get the Curse of Silence on them while they're silent. So, you're draining HP and mana. So, I guess that gets affected to the sleeping units as well. And you get 1 second increase in the ultimate. That's quite interesting, because that just means they will get damaged. Like, they will get more damage unless they put on BKB. Skeleton King, okay. New Incarnation slow now affects attack speed as well, which is nice. Slow happens immediately upon death, so when he dies, everyone will get slowed rather than him coming back and everyone gets slowed. And crit is reworked. So it has passive and active component now. So when it's passive, it's the same crit, but when it's active, you drain 20% of their max HP, so their enemy's HP. However, so he'll be tanky for 7 seconds. However, this doesn't affect the max HP of SK, but temporarily drains it and uses it, and it returns back to the user. Which means he'll be tankier and he'll be weaker during the 7 seconds. So if you can kill him in 7 seconds, you'll just return the HP, but they'll be dead anyway. So it works like Conquer's Rum, but you gain HP and they lose HP.